The Gorosei tell Saturn that time is running out. They cannot let Vegapunk reveal everything he knows. Luffy dodges all the Gorosei's assassination attempts that have now finally stopped spinning. He glares at Saturn, who looks even uglier, like a sick pig, and he begins the incantation. Out of nowhere, a blue flame and a pentagram appear on Egghead's ground, and they also appear in Mary Joie in front of the Gorosei. That fat butt better get off the couch and activate the world government's overpowered mode. Suddenly, the weather in Egghead flips and a sinister black lightning strikes. Luffy is shocked, asking what the heck is going on. Sanji says it looks exactly like when the old spider showed up. One demon was not enough, so now all 5 are coming to turn Egghead into a nightmare. The Marines were losing their minds. Old Suru saw those sinister black lightning bolts and screamed that it was over. These were the same freaky rays from when Saturn hit the island. Only this time, there was way too much lightning for one person to handle. A giant chonky dude launches a humongous arrow at one of the ships, causing massive destruction. The arrows were so heavy they might as well have been cannonballs. Another towering figure with doll-like hair leaps onto a ship to flex his axe up close for the Marine. Dory and Brogy stroll in laughing like maniacs, with a gaze so scary even the devil would flinch. Atlas yells that the lightning is coming from where Stella and the others are. Luffy yells, "Where the hell is this lightning coming from?" while dodging Saturn's horn attacks at the same time. 4 massive tornadoes spin around them, taking up half the battlefield. Sanji realizes the danger and tells Nami and the crew to run. Meanwhile, in Mary Joie, they've got the TV running, streaming Vegapunk's transmission. The old man explains that this is humanity's dream. Vega coffee, just a drop in your water and boom, instant hot coffee. He asks how much longer, and Shaka says, just 7 more minutes. Then we're live, because there's probably no one near Egghead to intercept the broadcast. Imagine if there was. Back on the battlefield, Luffy is dodging attacks while the lightning intensifies, shaping into beast-like forms. Luffy freaks out, screaming that now there are 5 monsters. He uses observation haki to figure out what the heck is happening, but he's never felt such monstrous presences. First, a chicken foot appears, then a horse hoof. The claws are sharp enough to split a mountain in half. It's officially a horror show on the island. Then the 5 elders make their entrance. Shepherd Jew Peter with his sandworm form. Ethan-born Nusjuro with his skeletal horse spirit. Topman Warcurry as a warthog straight out of Timon and Pumbaa. Marcus Mars with his toothy parrot form. And of course, the spider lady we've all seen way too much of. These are the 5 elders, the supreme authorities of the world, each packing ridiculously overpowered abilities. Their aura is so intense that Luffy is getting blasted backward, debris flying everywhere, barely dodging while scrambling for cover. He rockets through a wall, narrowly avoiding the toothy hen, almost getting squashed by the pig and skewered by Saturn. He rockets through the skeletal horse, which looks like Aaron's founding titan, and from underground, a massive worm bursts out, almost devouring him. The 5 supreme world government elders are finally together on the battlefield for the first time. Luffy thinks, if this keeps up, they'll destroy the entire island. Time to deal with these maniacs. He pulls all the air from the ground and grows huge to level the playing field. But Saturn isn't messing around. He hits Luffy with a terrifying King's Haki that slams him into the ground like a pancake. The crazy horse uses its haki to launch Luffy again, then jumps on him, going full-speed berserker mode. Its target isn't Luffy. It's the pacifists who are wrecking the Marine ships. The horse transforms into a centaur and slices a pacifist in half in the blink of an eye. The mech freezes and starts short-circuiting, and barely had the first one fallen when the second giant mech gets shredded too. The bald dude was losing it, smashing all the Marine weapons that cost a fortune. The soldiers spot a giant horse, and suddenly it vanishes. Turns out it's already on the other side of the island, finishing off the pacifists. Every battalion reports the cyborgs are offline, but the attacks happened so fast, no one understood what even went down. Then Nusjuro finishes off the stragglers, freezing them from the inside out. In the center, the toothy parrot is completely hyped, flapping so hard that Luffy looks like Team Rocket blasting off at the speed of light. Sanji calls Nami's crew to explain the situation, but even he has no clue what's going on. All they know is there's no way they can win now. They need an emergency escape plan, like yesterday. Nami doesn't get why everyone's panicking. The Marine doctors check the fallen pacifists and say their brain circuits got frozen, so they're only temporarily offline. With a strong ally on the field, they don't have to waste time fighting those giant bots anymore. Doberman says this is their shot to take out Bonney. Meanwhile, Marcus Mars is flying full throttle toward the cloud line. Sanji screams for everyone to get moving because an ultra-dangerous monster is barreling straight at them. He almost got barbecued when a lightning bolt smacked right on top of them. Nami points out some people still haven't arrived and they hear a scream heading their way. It's Lilith and Brook, coming in on a ship with zero brakes. Everyone's panicking except the skeleton and Robin. Down below, Saturn complains that Nika is super annoying and goes back to try taking the kid out. He's faster than a Super Saiyan, hitting 20 punches per second. But Luffy's observation haki is on point and he dodges every strike. Even the sandworm that dropped straight on him, but the worm disappears, and Rubber Monkey asks if that was even a worm. The ground starts shaking, and suddenly, Jupiter slams a crater open in the ground, swallowing Gear 5 whole. The bald dude keeps freezing the cyborg's systems, all powered by ChatGPT. Meanwhile, Seagull is up in the clouds, ready to wreck the lab. He charges in flames, slamming into the barrier with everything he's got. Usopp warns Sanji that Skeleton and Lilith have arrived. The ship is almost fully intact with zero issues. Brook knew it would all work out, but Lilith kicks his butt, saying it's all thanks to God Usopp. He launched a Midori Bushi that grew a bamboo forest before the ship hit the barrier. Pinocchio says they really want out of there, but Zoro and Jinbei haven't arrived yet. The Fishman says he's almost there. The battle isn't over, but he's gonna drag Zoro in. I want to see him jump into this mess without turning into tuna tartare. Tiger Boy is full-on raging, and Zoro even more so. Rob Lucci lands a storm kick so strong it splits the forest trees in half. Mid-air, he runs into a strike from Zoro and has to tank it with his iron body. Zoro blasts into infinity, ready to shred some jaguar meat, but suddenly a sinister presence shows up and shocks them both. They're wondering where the hell it came from. They pull back to gain speed and strike again, but that monstrous aura returns and terrifies them both. Zoro's Enma even takes flight because now it identifies as a bird, and by now you know whose monstrous haki that is, right? And no, surprisingly, it's not Jinbei. Rob Lucci says he's sure Zoro felt that haki too, because it was spreading all over the island, and right after, they're back to trying to chop each other's heads off. After searching forever, Jinbei finally finds them. Zoro charges with blood in his eyes at insane speed, punching a hole through the sky like it's nothing. They're moving so fast, it's basically impossible to follow. But then Sanji drops a Discord message that Zoro's slowing everyone down and is just dead weight. That went straight into Zoro's ears, and he went full-on berserk, because getting called dead weight by a fried pastry chef is one of the ultimate humiliations ever. Tiger Boy struts toward him, activating his power. He unleashes a terrifying aura and hits with a Shigan. Actually, multiple Shigans, spawning a bunch of hands and raining blows like a Shoryuken storm. But Zoro dodges everything like it's in slow-mo, eyes closed, just to flex his superiority. He zigzags, jumps off a rock, and fires a Santoryu Kokoba. Madara Gari! Rob Lucci freezes, stunned by the sheer force. It's like Zoro turned into a demigod overnight. He slices Lucci up like he's making an exotic jaguar coat. Even Jinbei's jaw drops at all that raw power. He had no idea there was a demon king in the crew. Meanwhile, Luffy's inside Jupiter's stomach, almost getting swallowed whole. He stretches his arm out, the jaws almost closing, nearly stuck, but the monster gulped down his backside super fast, and he wriggles free. He yells at the worm monster that it tastes terrible, but just as he thinks maybe it might taste okay, Saturn grabs him and spins him like a hula hoop. Now he's getting revenge for what the kid did to him and Kizaru, slamming Luffy into Pumbaa's attack. Luffy gets dizzy and ends up back inside Jupiter's mouth. This old dude is way too hungry for Luffy. Seriously. Finally, help arrives. Dory and Brogy show up grinning, saying they saw a familiar face. They declare that a dark place doesn't suit this man and rush to help the Straw Hat. Dory blocks Saturn's swings and throws him back, while Brogy smashes Topman's face. They grab the horns of each of these horned dudes and slam them together, landing a double beefcake smack. Bro code is at an all-time high. The two giants rush in because Jupiter's the next target, using a sunsaw to decapitate the Gorosei and yank Luffy out by force. The kid pops out, cracking up, shocked to see the old giants. They say they couldn't just sit around and had to see the Straw Hat. Luffy's grinning so hard he's blushing. Now these three are about to wreck these half-baked Gorosei. In the next episode, Chunky Topman is gonna roll in like a cannonball, unleashing a roar that'll shake the whole island. The Straw Hats, together with the giants, will have to take on the feared Five Elders. Episode title: Friends Fight Together. Luffy and the Warriors of Elbaf. Dude, what an insane episode. I can't decide what was better, the monstrous entrance of the Gorosei at Egghead or Zoro's fight with Rob Lucci. Did you see the legend's power after being called dead weight by Sanji? At that rate, he could take Mihawk down with one arm tied behind his back. If you want me to bring the next episode as soon as it drops, comment One Piece 1144. Smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet, so we can hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Only 67,000 more to go, I believe. Don't forget to check out the next insane video on the screen. I'm out. Peace.